Hello and welcome to another Scarlet and Violet Underused Tournament Replay Analysis. I'm your host Typhon Carter. Today I'll be covering round 8 of my Underused Masters tournament set. I'm playing against Mikio, another prominent tour player, very good player, and like another French player which I haven't exactly had a great track record against up to this point, but that's besides the point. On team preview here, what I have going for me is that I ran a kind of hyper offensive team with SD Scizor with Terrifier, all that stuff, bulk up Tauros with Aqua Jet, and Agility Gallade, and I also have like Sandy Shocks on my side, and a booster Iron Jugulis, which is huge, and of course Mimikyu, which could do a lot of work. On Mikyu's side, he has Screamtails, which is actually kind of annoying for my team because it walls Gallade. Noivern's also could be annoying for me, so there's also that. But yeah, so Mikyu's got like kind of a fat balanced team with Noivern as his main form of speed control. But with that being said, let's just get right into this match. So here I lead off with Sandy Shocks, pretty safe lead. Here he goes Noivern, probably trying to bait out the Terra Ice, but I'm disciplined enough to not do that. His Screamtails tries to T-Wave me, so like it's trying to really slow my team down. And the Screamtails here Thunder Waves again. I was afraid of a Magnezone trap, so that's why I dipped out initially, but I think if I had gone for a raw BP, that could have done a lot more work. Yeah, like Mikyu's just trying to fish for Thunder Wave at this point because Sandy Shocks is my only electric immune, and it's not the greatest thing defensively. Here I'm just like Earth Powering, it wishes, like this continues on for a while. Here I try a Volt Switch, his Gastrodon actually blocks the Volt Switch, so I go hard Gallade anticipating hazards, which he does exactly that. Here, the unfortunate thing was that I didn't have a Psycho Cut on this, actually an Aqua Cutter. This was like an older version of a team that I used a lot on ladder because I was trying to get the Talonflame matchup, but I didn't quite get that. Here I Leaf Blade. I really should have Agility here because like I had already revealed that I'm not Choice Lock, I'm actually Muscle Band, which is very good on Gallade. Here I go hard Scizor and they T-Wave me. I should have gone back to Shocks, but unfortunately that didn't happen. I try to read the Magnezone switch. I just try to catch it with a, you know, close combat, try to punish a potential trap attempt. Unfortunately here, Gastrodon damages my Scizor, which is really annoying. At this point, I'm like, not in a great spot. I think here, on turn 17, I actually should have just CC'd again. I do risk dying, but like his Gastrodon was basically out of commission, so I think in hindsight that was not a great play by me, because if I get this turn right, I think Scizor at least makes a lot more progress for me. So that's something worth noting. So I go down here, his Magnezone reveals to be lefties, gets the trap off. I'm like, okay fine, I should have just bullet punched again, but here I go Sandy Shocks, and the Toedsquirrel, I unfortunately get Volt blocked, and here I decide to burn my Terra because I really need to keep rocks up. Although in hindsight this is not a great Terra for me, because I don't think it was worth it, because now I don't have a T-Wave immunity. And you see, like, yeah, that's kind of the issue there. And like I'm parried again, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is like really annoying for me. I Volt Switch, and I go into Mimikyu. I know I'm gonna get T-Waved again, but I'm trying to like get significant damage. I actually get the crit there, which is really nice. But at least play in like range. Here he brings out his Magnezone. I'm like trying to get a little bit more chip damage. Unfortunately here, I get this turn wrong. His Magnezone reveals to be Terra Flying, and like he knows that I probably have Earth Power, so like this was a very good Terra by Mikyu, but here I think I should have just tried to call it out, you know, maybe Hurricane, hard Hurricane on this. Well, the problem is that if I get rid of that, his Tyranitar just comes in anyways, I'm like kind of in a bad spot, but... And then, you know, here I just end up dying to T-Bolt, which really sucks. Yeah, like I don't have anything for Magnezone. I'm like trying to get more damage. Here, like, yeah, my Gallade's basically out of commission. Get the Leaf Blade off, but at this point it's like too low, too late. I really should have actually Volt Switched into Tauros. Thinking about this, but like even in the long run, I think I would have lost to a Noivern, because at this point I think Mikio basically won the game. And like here, Boom Burst, like yeah, like game's over. Yeah, so Mikio takes game 1. Overall, I think this was kind of a builder issue for me, where like I didn't really have a reliable answer to Paraspam against Screamtail. I think it was after this game, in like another tournament that I ended up playing like much later on. So this game took place back in like a little bit past mid-March, and for a team tournament I'm currently in, it actually did inspire me to use T-Wave Screamtail in like one of my games. Unfortunately I lost that game, but I'll talk about that another time. The other thing, I think that early Terra was not great, and also like not calling out the Magnezone Terra Flying was also pretty bad on my part, or so you know, that was like pretty rough. But let's go into game 2 here. So we have game 2 here, and Mickey once again brings Noivern. This time I brought a Screens team with Oricorio, Shell Smash Cloyster, Spinner Donphan. This was a team that one of my friends helped me make, or really passed it along to me, and I was like, okay, you know what, let's just give this a swing. On Mickey's side, he has like a really fat team. He's got Hippowdon, Slowking back when it was in the tier. Yeah, I'm sure most of the player base misses that thing. I mean, especially with rain back in April, but you know, that's besides the point. Bramblegas pretty annoying. Slitherwing back when it was still viable. And of course Bisharp. Bisharp's very annoying. Cloyster's definitely my main win con in here because it goes very hard against Mikyu's team, especially with Shell Smash. My Espeon is only running Reflect Not Dual Screens. It's because its other moves is being used to actually run like other attacking moves, but let's just get into this game. Here I lead off Thorns. My Thorns is a suicide lead. I get rocks out, very quick rocks. It's like bulky Thorns, and then I decide to actually taunt the Bramblegas here. It actually Rapid Spins, calls it out, and I go down, which is really annoying because I don't keep my hazards up. I go hard Donphan on the Stealth Rock attempt, and then, you know, here I try to call out the Noivern switch with Stone Edge. Unfortunately I miss here, which is really annoying. And my Donphan's like Rocky Helmet. I am able to get the spin off, which is really nice. And here, like, I'm like, okay, this thing's probably gonna either surf me, which it does, and I realize that, hey, I'm gonna need to probably pivot out. I actually try a Wild Charge here to call out the Bramblegas, but that doesn't work out. The Strength Sap to me, that's to be expected, because like Strength Sap is very free against my team. The Air Slash here try to wear the Hippo down, but you know, this Hippo is especially defensive. This thing was very hard to kill. I EQ again, which does actual decent damage, but I am able to call it the Slither double. And to go back into Hippowdon, and I try to Quiver Dance or Choreo, maybe try to get some flinch hacks going my way. Unfortunately, Air Slash does nothing. But it's about Poverty Mon. My Tauros is CB, so like that's why I can't really do anything, and like Bramblegas just walls me, which is not great. I go hard Cloyster here. And from here, I'm like trying to Shell Smash. I dip out, I was like, okay, I don't want to take a chance, but I think here I probably should have liquidated, but it is what it is. Slitherwing's like getting worn down very, very slowly. And then I actually don't know why I stayed in here, but I did anticipate the close combat because it was probably choice locked. And here I'm able to get a free roost. I go Espeon here, actually bounce back the EQ attempt. I go hard Cloyster here, anticipating a double, which he does exactly that. And here I actually Shell Smash, and I Ice Shard here, but I really should have just kept going with like Icicle Spear and whatnot. I should have actually shell smashed again because I probably had a real shot at killing the Slow King. As you can tell here, the crit here really sucks, but I don't think that actually mattered because I would have been screwed anyways. Yeah, that Ice Shard was not a great play for me. I don't know, maybe I was respecting the Bramble Gas a little too much. I think if I had shell smashed again anticipating a double, I think I would have actually won that game on the spot, but you know, unfortunately, sometimes you only get 1 or 2 opportunities to win a game, and if you miss it, it's like gone. I got whirlwinded out, I'm like, okay, I can't really do anything about this because my main win con's gone, and like, it's kind of a hopeless struggle. And like, yeah, the Terra Normal Boom Burst is like, basically the enemy. I'm like, okay, great, yeah, I can't do anything about this Noivern anymore. Oh, that's game, set, match. Unfortunately, I got eliminated in round 8 of U Masters, which is like, okay, but it's like also a little disappointing for me personally. Overall, I think during this period, this was probably like me at my worst in terms of playing Mons and whatnot. Like, my building just wasn't quite on point. And like, I just wasn't as sharp around this point because I had gotten eliminated from True Tour and from this basically in the span of a weekend. It was pretty rough, but it is what it is. Currently I'm playing in UFPL. It's, at the time I'm recording this, it is like the halfway point in the season. So I might probably do a recap on how that tournament ends up going for me once it's all said and done. As for other stuff I'll do, I will probably record like maybe some more informative or ranting videos where I like talk about SVUU as a whole. Who knows, but yeah, so that'll be it for now. I'll see you guys next time.